it and took care of this drawer, the one that was very much overflowing with all the Technic axles and pins and such. So pulled out all of the 3 long blue pins, and then I'm going to take these various axles and put them all, see if they'll fit in with the blue in one drawer, one smaller drawer, but this might take up an entire drawer. We'll just have to see. I might even dump that into an overflow bin because I don't foresee accessing that too often. I don't know if I want to burn a whole drawer just for that. Yeah, so I put these axles back in there. Not a big deal. They'll have a nice little home amongst all that. And I like the size disparity in this instance. But these can all nicely go together. I think I'm going to double check and see if there's any other of those kinds or colors around and kind of just consolidate those down as I go. Thus hitting my consolidate drawers task as I do it. And there we go. We have one overflow bag because that takes up an entire one of these drawers, and that's just a little crazy. If it was a higher selling through part, that'd be one thing, but it's not. Then the various axles work nicely in here, and then those longer ones with all the rest of the pins in there. So there's room for growth, and not quite the embarrassing cataclysm that it was. Downside is we're using up another drawer, but that's all right. We'll make do. Now this drawer is just a glorious cesspool of lots of different things. I'm not even sure how I got to this, but there's, there's pins, there's these pins with the axle hole in the end, there's couplers, there's a bunch of slopes, there's like some sand blue 1x4s, there's axles, plant parts, there's single plant studs and tile by one circle tiles. It's a whole bunch of random things. There's even a torso with no arms, because I needed the sand green arms off him for something else. So yeah, it's just a lot. So we're going to reduce some of this down and see what we can combine. And this is where, like, I think these are 9 long axles and these are 8 long, so they can't actually go side by side in the drawer without overlap or smushing them over to the side. So I'm going to see which one I can put together something else. And I'm probably going to put all of the lime green ones somewhere. I'm a little hesitant to put these ones with the other drawer, the 56 one that I just worked on, because there's already a couple of things that are red in there, and that'll just be a little bit extra. So I might end up taking the gray ones out of that drawer, but I just went through it, so I don't exactly want to dive back into it. Yeah. So we'll start with the slopes, because the slopes are taking up a lot, and then the 1x4, that's just like one single kind of 1x4 in here. It definitely can go with some of its kindred spirits. Yeah, we'll do those things first.
All right, we're doing great. Man, sorry about that. This vlog be full of clips of me starting to talk and then having to clear my throat. Anyhow, we're moving right along. We've got 1x4s, or 2x4s, 2x2s, some 1x2s. Those are all parceled down from basically some of those drawers that were sticking out too much. I'm now looking at these two, and this is all just 2x4 plates, and it's already taking up 2 drawers. So I think the next logical step is we need to throw that in a bag. That's just too much, and they aren't exactly a highly moving part. I mean, people might pick out 1 or 2, but they're not going to grab, a bunch at once. So I'm sure I will hate this later and regret it and all that, but at least for what's in these 2 drawers, I think we need to just toss them in a gallon. So while I'm tempted to just dump this on camera and call it a day, I'm going to check against Bricklink and just make sure nothing is tossed in here that doesn't belong. And I mean, we already have The black ones are in the overflow bin. So it's not like there's no precedent for this already being done in my store. So yeah, there's a couple of drawers that have some other ones. I mean, there's like 8 coral ones and drawer 64, and it's just whatever. But this will free up 2 of these drawers for other stuff. And I think that's good and important, because I would have to transfer this to a 3rd drawer to make it actually work. That's a little too much. All right. It is 2 p.m. on Friday. Fridays are half days for my office unless there's lots to do, which there is fortunately not to do today. So I have about 30 minutes until the kids come back from school. Reassign parts I'm going to cross out, for we have done much reassigning and freed up some drawers, / took up other drawers, / put things in overflow bins, etc. All the things from the previous clips. Next on my list, I'm going to consolidate drawers. The way I'm going to do that, I believe, in the best possible way, is I'm going to open up my brick store. I'm going to pull up a condition, and then everything that is used, I'm doing a couple batches. I'm gonna do use first, or new first, and then use second. So I select all that, and I'm going to delete that out for now. We're gonna save this as, let's do uploads, adjust 240329. All right, then what we will do is sort by item ID. And this will give us a full list. It's all the new parts, so we don't consolidate new and used in any possible way. But this way we will consolidate all of the items, or we will have all items. We'll list them by the part numbers, and then basically just go through the list and look to see if there's anything that is the same item with the same color. And I don't suspect it's going to be too much. I already took care of one that was some masonry bricks. But it's basically just visually going through and doing this. There is a way to do this in Bricklink itself, which can be faster. If you pick new and you include non-unique, I believe that's the way to do it. No. Sort by item number. Yeah, so that's not what I want. Which one is it? I thought it was non-unique. Non-unique. The items in inventory that have the same color catalog number. Consolidate duplicate lots. Okay, well, I do that. I pick new. I hit go. And now it's telling me a bunch of things that don't even line up. So what if I go all conditions? What's it going to do? Yeah, see, okay, that's dumb. I don't want this. I don't want to show my new one with my used one, which apparently I have 2 different lots that need to be 553B. Yeah, okay. So I have those that need to be consolidated. Great. But I don't want to mix in the new and the used. And that's why I'm doing it in Brick Store, because this is going to give me this garbage where I can't pick this out. You know, I still have to scroll through this list. Now, there's only 81 lots, so it's probably going to be faster than going through the whole deal. Otherwise, you know, we're going to learn all this together. Okay. So we got dark orange plate in overflow 1, and I also have some in bin 1. Lots of them. So that's one I can consolidate down. There's one in there. I can consolidate that down. Taps. A couple different places. Interesting. Wizard hats in a couple of spots. Roller skates. Okay, cool. So we got a few. All right, so we're all learning this together. I will not worry about this here, It might be faster, it might not be. There might be a better tool for it. And if there is, put it in the comments because I am eager to learn. But for now, this will work. We'll do this, not Brickstore. So ignore everything I said. And that'll be all right. Let's get consolidating. All right, so we got through the consolidating of the new ones, and that didn't take too long at all. However, I see consolidating of the used ones, and there's 540 lots found across 6 pages. And some of these are like, you know, pretty obvious that they just need to be brought together kind of stuff. So some of them won't be messed with, like leave it of nickel on the bottom edge. But good condition. You know, those just need to be combined. They're in different places. Good condition, yeah. So that kind of stuff I need to go through. That kind of stuff I just need to combine for the sake of users. Like these two. Used parts may have some variants. Used part, good condition. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. I just gotta bite the bullet and do it. But I don't want to. Nice condition, good condition. Yeah, about that. Okay, well, kids are on the bus coming home from school, so this will have to wait for another time. But I'd say we did pretty good. We got through resigning parts, so there's no drawers sticking out that are overfilled. And then got at least through the new on the consolidating. So yeah, used will take a while, but we can do it.
Good morning. It is the 30th of March. I don't have to clear my throat yet. Look at us go. We are growing. You know what I just realized is that these are the variant merges. There was, I'm trying to remember what the difference was. One had an axle. Well, they both say axle holder. I don't necessarily care enough to go like pull them both out and figure it out. But stuff like that, I think I'm just going to let slide, let pass. Legs, however, I am going to, check between. So like this one has Weenix or whatever, and this one's in good condition. So I'm going to leave those alone. However, this has 2 legs that are the same, pretty much good condition. One's 45 cents, one's 50 cents. So it makes more sense to take the one from the least expensive drawer, all 5 cents, but to combine those down. So we go hunting in D16. It's riveting entertainment here, I am sure. 16. My shelf, there we go. Of course, now I'm forgetting what it even looks like. Not that one. There we go. So, D16. The other one's a D326. Which is showing itself to have room. There's that. And we delete this listing. And 2 here. Put the number in there, and it's gone. So we're going to go down the list, see what we get. D334, probably moving to D251. This is my preferred way to put it, but I'm not going to go through and edit all those, at least not right now. That might be a next month kind of thing, which I say is that, but that's in 2 days. So yeah, same thing here. Looks like D334 is our next culprit drawer. With at least 2 different ones. So yeah, I'm going to go through, figure these out. I'll probably just ignore variant merges unless there's something significant that stands out, just because I don't necessarily care. And we will go from there. So I'll be honest, I started doing all of this. I got about 4 more things after the last clip, and I was like, this is just a giant waste of time.
And there's a few things that are consolidated. Okay, no big deal. I think I equalized some of the pricing. I say that, and then these prices are the same. But I'm not going to go through all these. That was a dumb idea. What I did do, however, is see that in some of these cases, for instance, here we have this drawer has two of the same item that are not merged. For whatever reason, they didn't consolidate down when they got uploaded. So I'm going through and I am deleting one of them, leaving the other one, and carrying on. This might have been a variant merged from Bricklink because they're in two different drawers, which tells me that I put some in one drawer that were one variant and some in the other drawer that were another variant. So I'm not going to go through and consolidate those down. If people go looking for them, they'll find them. Then what I did see was a lot of the bricks, the 1x2 bricks, at least so far that I've seen, didn't merge or didn't consolidate when they got uploaded at one point. So in this case, there was 24 there, and there was whatever less than that here. So I just added 24 to the number that was here to get 89, deleting the old one, and then carried it over several times. So this, then we can carry on with the next colors. So 4 and 34, they have the same remark, same everything. They just didn't get merged, consolidated, whatever. Two of these lavender ones. Just put 2, delete 1. 32, delete that one. I'm just checking pricing as I go to make sure nothing's off. So that is what I am going to do for now. The other thing was just trying to be a giant waste of time for a minimal effect. It's more of a, I'm consolidated kind of thing versus actually necessarily being gravely useful. Like this, I could put those there, I could hunt that down. Then I'm hunting it down for 17 cents, and honestly, that's not a big deal. One buyer is not going to be dissuaded because I happen to have 2 listings for trans clear brick. If I had like 5 listings, then that just looks super messy, and that's a bad thing. However, that's not the case. So I'm not going to worry about a lot of these moving drawer bits. I'm just going to go back here. Like, these are in 2 different spots. It's just whatever. I know these were not merges. They're probably just I added some at a later time. It's not a big deal. You need to stop worrying and love the bomb. All right, enough of this. Next on my list, consolidate the drawers. So I'll finish that up here in a little bit. A deep bin list, which is that. So I'll probably work on that later this morning. On Fig list session, and then part out the Ninjago one. And that should be we're already pretty good on the stuff we've done so far, so can't be too upset about that. There's the kitty cat. She loves that chair with a blanket. She'll just stay there like all morning while I'm doing my day job work. Yeah. All right. Well, I've gotten through that bin this morning, and started on there up here. There was 2 of the white little bins that I use all the time, and then this clear one. They both had a bunch of parts, so filtering down into just like stuff I don't have a lot of or anything quite like. I tried to consolidate stuff if there was able to, but it's like older city and construction and such vintage parts. Vintage, they're like 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
Need to go through these still, but it's getting to the point where some of this I have in the store and can consolidate. So I'm going to wait on those. But some stairs, this thing here, it's like on a time train, an old Magisto's tower, and like one other set, another castle set from that era. And it's worth like $8 or $9, so not too bad there. It's just the highlight of that one. I also finally put labels on. Let's see, this one can go over with the other. So I shifted back to how the plants were over here. I didn't really use the cups when I was parting out the set over here because it's just far away from the desk and everything. So I just moved these back over here because they fit pretty perfectly under there. But we have bin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so whatever the numbering. And now we have 7 and 8. 7 has a bunch of similarly different pieces. Nothing supremely exciting, but just kind of like big pieces don't fit anywhere. They're just kind of hodgepodge in here, which isn't the ideal situation, but it is what I have, and it is sufficient. So stuff that probably won't sell very much, but if it does, at least it's listed now. So that's cleans up that bin. It cleans up here once I get through that. Then there's the only thing left up of all that extra loose parts bins. It's this one, which has, there's like dirty stuff in here and whatnot. There's glue in that. Just toss this now. Watch that be like $500. It's not. But it's just like you can see there's marking and stuff on here. I don't think anything in here is worth really too much, but this all came into that same bin that had the damaged greengrocer. So, yeah. Then finally sold, we'll turn this so addresses aren't readily available. Finally sold the Boba Fett Slave 1. So that is going to head out today. God asked me what I would take for it on Facebook Marketplace, so I said I'd cover his shipping, and he agreed, and he actually paid, unlike the other 4 or 5 people who said they were interested and then did never pay. Oh, I need to pick up one of these guys. Sold a Diddy Kong on eBay yesterday, last night. So he needs to be packed up. eBay is like redheaded stepchild that I forget about. It's bad for redheaded stepchilds, but it's the site I forget about. So when I sell something, I have to be very intentional about remembering to actually list it. So freeing up the space up here, there's more space for something. I'd like to have product or something up here. I have like, which I need to replenish. That here. I've got stuff like this up here. There's things like that down there. It's just like shop supplies that are just kind of hodgepodge all over. This whole situation's a glorious mess. But it's like, what do you do with some of this random stuff that you need on occasion and don't necessarily have room to stash somewhere else? But anyhow, eventually on my list is the thread or dust. You can see, kind of see, the truck. It's like one of the last few holdouts from that massive haul that I got forever ago. The other one being the fake Lego modular school and the Mindstorms EV3 that's in there that's dirty. It's like really dirty. There's like the last 3 major things from that haul that I had way back when that had basically filled up my car.
But yeah, what's in that box? I know I wrote it on there. I can't remember now. Oh, the bookshop. Yeah, this bookshop's for sale. So I want to move, or I want to get that thing taken care of. It's like 2 bags built. Bag of 1 is missing. Bag of 1 is been sorted into the store. Bag of 1 on the truck is like the fruits and vegetables, and then there's a wreath or something and whatnot. And that was open, and it was all amongst other things. So it's whatever. Bag 2 and 3, I think, are open, and the rest of them are sealed. So I'll have to treat those as like orphan bag / single set part out. Hence why it's just kind of been in the back burner for a while. But the set itself has been partially assembled, so I'll need to unassemble that, make sure it's clean, because I think there's some smuts on it or something. And then just treat those as normal used pieces. So slowly getting back to these bins. The top one's dirty. The bottom one is pretty much clean, but it's just like loose stuff that needs to be sorted. The 2 bins over there are loose that need to be sorted. The bottom one is all tires and car parts and stuff like that. So lots of used in the backlog, but I'm slowly getting through all of this. Get through those. It's a little bits at a time, but it makes me happy to finally see these stuff cleaned up and moving. Yeah, so I think for the rest of the little bit, I'm going to get him packaged up. I'm going to get those other parts actually uploaded, and then start putting these in the brick store. Most of it's stuff I have, I think, elsewhere as well. Yeah, thanks for coming on this journey with me.